Hello guys, and welcome to the final from the Living Realms Skirmish. So like I said, I managed to win the last game in the top 4 against Prism, and this time we have a final between myself and another Flesh and Blood content creator, which is Simon Denning. You may know Simon from the Push the Point podcast. He was there on the day recording some of the events that had happened and just getting interviews with some of the players from the pods. And it was very, very lovely to actually meet him for the first time, considering all we've known is lockdown and Discord. So as you can see here, I am on the left playing Boltyn, and on the right Simon is playing Prism. Quickly running through the armor slots. So again, I have 2 pieces of Ironhide, and Simon managed to get all 4 slots as Ironhide. So this is going to be pretty hard for me to overcome. There's a lot of armor for me to get through. But I'm going to try and do my best and make sure it's a good final. Okay, so I think we were just clarifying if we're okay to start, and here we go. So, like I said, I wasn't feeling great about the Prism matchup in the top cut. I did actually consider switching heroes to Levia. But unfortunately I didn't have many Surging Militia, and all of my Brute cards were a lot of stuff that just couldn't defend, which is okay with the Surging Militia, especially in Sealed, because you can discard those cards, defend for 5, which is great against those Heralds of Tenacity. But I just didn't get any form of, like, I got really high attack cards, and obviously I can run the gamble of playing that just to break the Phantasms, but it's not going to break everything because there's going to be generic attacks coming from Prism and Sealed as well. So I just decided to stick with what I know. I've been playing Boltyn all day. He's been giving me a lot of success. So I just stuck with him, and we'll see how it goes. So we're going Minnowism into Belittle. So it looks like I'm not choosing to trigger the Belittle. Remember, this is first turn, so I'm thoroughly expecting Sai just to, block up there. Takes a little bit of chip damage just because I boosted the Belittle. Obviously, the Belittle has Go again. So really, yeah, I thought as much. I'd be arsenaling the last card rather than pushing too far ahead. Sai managing to get off the red prismatic shield there. Yep, 3 tokens on it. That's a great turn 1 for Prism. Anything where you can get maybe an aura off in the first turn, or even a prismatic shield, really, really helps. And Simon managing to pull it off there. So really, in reflection, should I have pushed a little bit ahead? Maybe. I'm not sure what the last card was in my hand, but there was every case that Sai would just take that damage anyway. So here we see Prism in full strength here, in Sealed, using those prismatic shields. So I'm going to have to do something about those. If you're ever facing Prism, you definitely want to get rid of those shields as quickly as you can. Otherwise, it's just picture blue and they're going to wear you down. The 4 damage with Go again. So that's a lot you have to deal with. And here we can see I'm holding onto my hand here. Just hoping that there's not too many blues in Simon's hand that he can really, push the advantage of that, because that is going to wear me down very, very quickly. And even if, let's say, because obviously the prismatic shields are attacking for 4, if I'm using my 3 block cards, I'm going to be taking chip damage all the way through this game, so I really need to deal with those shield tokens as quickly as possible, and that's what I'd recommend to anybody doing that as well. So here we go with the War Tune Herald. As I've said before in the other videos, Prism is a very hard hero to deal with, especially in Sealed and Draft. Well, Draft not so much, because you can obviously tailor your deck to try and grab those 6 damage cards. But in Sealed, Prism is just very, very hard to deal with. Obviously, you need to be a little bit lucky with your packs, but the strength of Prism is definitely those high damage card and undercost stuff. It just makes it really, really efficient. And then you've got your Spectral Shields as well. So I'm really weighing up my hand here. Obviously, I need to start charging, so I don't want to get rid of any of my charge cards. I want to try and hold on to them as much as possible. So I'm looking at the Warmonger's Recital there and the Bolt of Courage. But it looks like I'm probably going to defend with the Bolt here and maybe take more damage. Not too bad, but I am slightly concerned about getting that card into Prism Soul, giving them another shield token. Obviously, Simon has to pay for that first, but it's ammo for the late game, really. So I'm in a bit of a tough spot. I don't have a card in my soul, not yet anyway. So I'm going to boost the Warmonger, I'm going to boost the next attack. I'm going to come out with an Adrenaline Rush, and that's probably what I'm thinking. I want to try and get as much damage off as possible, and the Warmongers plus the Adrenaline Rush now with the boost from because I'm at less life is going to threaten to get rid of those shield tokens, so that's probably why I didn't keep my charge cards. That was more of a priority, just to get rid of those shield tokens. So it will be great to see, obviously, what Simon does here. Because if this does hit, that Adrenaline Rush is definitely going to go on the bottom of my deck. And it's going to be very, very useful for me in the late game because I imagine I'm going to be on less life. Here we go. Forcing the armor block here. So that's 6 pieces. Oh, 3 pieces. Blocking for 6. And then the last of the damage is going to tick over onto the shield, which was the aim of the game here. And it looks like it's going to chip for 1 as well. Yeah. So managing to get that off there is absolutely perfect. That was a great turn for me there. So I'm very, very happy with that turn. All the armor is now gone. Well, apart from the foot. And he's going to come back at me with a Zealous Belting. Again, such a great card. Prism being able to use those generics really efficiently. So I believe Zealous Belting gains go again if there is a higher damage card in the pitch zone, which Simon just obviously politely asked for a take back, which is absolutely fine. There's no doubt going to be a point where I make a mistake as well. But this was like such a lovely atmosphere. I know it was the final, but I honestly feel like just between friends, it's totally fine. We know what we were trying to achieve, and that's not a problem for me. So then, following up, obviously, from the go again into Herald of Ravages, so another nasty aura card, because it's going to deal me 1 arcane, as well as damage, and then go into the soul. Try and break that one with the Stony Wootton Hog. Probably MVP of the entire day. Okay, so that's left me with a... Oh, that's a Surging Militia. Sorry, when I was talking earlier, I meant Rally the Rearguard, not Surging the Militia. Sorry if I've confused anybody there. So I'm going to take Flight again. Fantastic card. So I'm going to pay for that with the Adrenaline Rush because I want to keep that for later. And I'm going to put the Surging Militia into my hand. That's unfortunate because both of those cards really, really good with Boltyn. I didn't want to charge either of those because obviously in the late game, if I get cards into my soul, they're both going to be able to trigger from Boltyn and help me extend. But this Take Flight is going to help because it's going to cause a little bit of pressure. It's only coming in for 2 because it's blue, but then I can follow up with the Hatchet as well. So it's only a 4 damage turn. But I'm trying to, as best as I can, to strip those cards from Simon's hand. And that's the advice I could give you, is against Prism, just to try and force the cards out of the hand. Force them onto a 2-card hand, because then all they're going to be able to do is pitch and play a Herald, basically. Not that that's not good. I mean, the entire strategy of, pitch 1 card, attack for 7, 8 or 9, with depending on what, whatever card they've got in hand. Or whatever Phantasm attack, sorry. Okay, so here we go. I'm getting the final bit of armor here, which is fine. I'm very, very happy with that. Less to deal with in the late game, and as I said, following up with a Hatchet. And Simon electing to take the damage there. So I've managed to take 1 card from hand, because obviously the Blinding Beam was used to pitch for the armor. So 3-card hand. So I'm expecting here, maybe make a shield token, maybe attack and then arsenal. Or maybe Simon can obviously do maybe a big Phantasm attack, and then Arsenal the card. So very, very happy. I feel like I've limited the turn a lot just by taking that one card away. So here we go. So pitching, obviously making the shield token here, which we expected. And then attacking with the shield token, pitching for 3, 1 card in hand. So I know obviously all that's going to happen here is more than likely a card into Arsenal. Trying to evaluate my hand. I've got a captain's call I can see there. Again, just taking my time. Like I said in all the videos, the best thing I can do for or advise for new players is definitely just take your time. There's no rush at all. So here we go. I was expecting the card to be Arsenal, and I think this threw me a little bit because that is a red Illuminate, which is 0 cost, and it hits for 4. So this is going to prompt an armor block here because I really need to keep as many cards in my hand to push this back because I can't let Simon keep that shield token. If you let the Prism player keep that shield token, you will lose the game. So, I'm going to respond by engulfing light, so I'm going to charge here, putting the brandish in. So, if defended by an attack action card, this will gain +1 damage, and I could, if I wanted to, as an attack reaction, banish a card from my soul to give it go again. As we can see, it's blocked by soul food, so this is not going to help me. I was really wanting to push that advantage there, maybe go for a second attack, but Simon's a very experienced player. He knows exactly what he's doing. So here we go. And this is the value that you kind of get stuck against Prism. Pitching 1 card to attack for 4. Yes, it has to be blue, but there's going to be lots of blues anyway. So blocking for 3. Going to take the 1. And then following up with an Invigorating Light. Invigorating Light, great as well, especially if obviously no cards in the soul. So Prism has great control over that. For Boltyn, it's probably better on turn 1 because in the late game it's not going to be as effective because you'll have the cards in your soul at that point. So great light card for Prism. So yeah, I'm just taking my time thinking about this. It looks like I've got 2 generics there, and I feel like that's a red Invigorating, which is hitting for 6, which was something I definitely did not want to see at this point, because I don't think I can stop it from going into soul. So yeah, using the Solar Tide, taking the 3. Unfortunately, that's going to go into soul, which I just didn't want to happen. Or I didn't want to let happen, I should say. The good thing is I'm not allowing, or Simon isn't being able to put a card into Arsenal for me to deal with as well. So I'd be really struggling. I know he's managing to follow up every shield with another attack, which is exactly what you want to do as Prism. But, you know, having that Arsenal or no Arsenal there is making me feel a little bit better. So I'm just going to have to start now applying more pressure and more pressure. I can't sit back here because I'm going to get outvalued with the shield followed by a Phantasm or a light attack. So I need to start pushing. Unfortunately, with the life difference being that high, it does mean that Simon, if he wanted to, could just take and eat this damage and then respond with a bigger hand, which is it'll be hard for me to deal with. So just pointing out there that if Sai's not blocking, it will get rid of that shield, which is perfect for me. Okay, so we've got a 10 life difference here. So this is really worrying because in the late game with Prism getting to that point, obviously now Simon is going to start, you know, playing the value on with the shield. So every time I block with 1 card, I'm taking chip damage. But I'm also really, really scared of those heralds because they have dominate. I now have no armor left. So that could easily take the game for Simon. So again, forcing the 1 card block. I'm going to take chip damage. And then the Yinty Yanty as well, which again, you have to have a little bit of luck. And I really, really thought that, I don't think that Simon was going to be able to follow up here. And unfortunately, he manages to get the Yinty Yanty off, and it's red. So it's just really, really unfortunate for me here. But Simon playing this absolutely perfectly, leading out with the shield, trying to get the cards out of my hand, which he's done successfully because I need to block this because it was lethal. And then following up with another attack. So this is an absolute masterclass of how to play Prism and Sealed. And on the left is somebody who is desperately trying to stay afloat here. Okay, so I'm just checking my Arsenal card. I'm not really sure what is in there at the moment. But it looks like I'm going to have to throw 1 card underneath this. I think I'm weighing up the possibility of blocking 2 here, but I have a charge card in hand, which I think is Express Lightning. So I'm really hoping for a bit of a luck. But at this point, I feel like I'm in a bit of a death spiral, which if anybody's played against Katsu knows exactly what that is. So when the Kodachis are coming in for lethal, you're throwing every card under, you've pretty much lost this game. So I'm trying to think, what's my best line for me to cause Simon to start defending. So I've decided to block with 2 cards here to try and keep my life total high, hoping that there's no Herald of Tenacity red, because I think that hits for 6 with Dominate, so that would be obviously the end. I've elected here to obviously fully block that Yinty Yanty, but that's really, really hurt my ability to throw back. I'm thinking here probably maybe I was in my head a bit too much worried about the Herald, because at the end of the day Simon has to draw them. He might not actually have them, and I should really have probably blocked with 1 card to maybe get that I think it was an Express Lightning or any form of charge card off here, just to kind of help me. But saying that, again, Simon's life total is that high, he could just not block, and that would be disastrous. But I'm trying to push damage. I need to get that Spectral Shield off, otherwise I've definitely lost this game. So 1 card block. So Simon electing to keep the shield there, which is definitely the right thing to do. So I'm expecting him to obviously lead out with the shield, get the cards out of my hand, follow up with an attack if he can. Or he's probably just going to Arsenal, but he doesn't. He decides to come out with a Herald of Protection, which is really, really such a good common in Sealed, especially in red. So Herald of Protection is going to hit me, and if it does hit, it's going to generate a Spectral Shield token and go into the soul. So basically, it's going to net 2 shield tokens. And the other problem with it for me is the fact that the one that is generated, one will be free and one will go into, obviously the Herald of Protection will go into soul, so you'd have to pay for that one, but that means I'm definitely losing this game. So again, just taking my time. I know I'm on the back foot here, and this is at the point where any wrong decision is pretty much game over for me. So I'm trying just to stay in, trying to block and at least do an attack, because if you ever get to the point where you're defending with your full hand, I think it's pretty much safe to say, unless it's in certain circumstances, that in Sealed you're giving too much tempo away and you're just going to pretty much go down. So yeah, didn't want to do this. But that looks like a full block, I think. Yeah. full block on the Herald of Protection, which I still feel is the right thing to do, because getting 2 shield tokens eventually is just so damaging for me. So it looks like I've kept an Express Lightning, and that is a great attack for the late game. But I'm just electing to pitch and I come with a Hatchet. So it looks like I've done that mainly because I haven't been able to get the charge off. So I feel like it's been a bit of a waste. But if I'm honest, I think I probably should have just attacked with that there. I think that's red as well. So I'm just counting my deck here. Yeah, looking pretty thin because I'm defending all the time. So maybe that's what I'm thinking. Maybe pitching that just to get that in. So this is the red Herald Tenacity, which is exactly where I didn't want to be because this is hitting for 6. It's got Dominate. I'm just checking to see if I have anything to break the Phantasm here, which, as you can see, I don't. Obviously, I've hit the Spill Blood a little bit too late, so I'll block with 3, take 3 damage, and... oh, wow, that was really awkward. So, we wanted to say, obviously, good game and stuff, but with COVID, I went to fist bumps, I went to shake, and then we did that awkward thing where he shakes my fist, and then we shook hands. So, yeah, great stuff. And so now it's time for the competition winners. So first up we have the Azelea promo card, which was made by Protect Cards. This is the hollow and see-through one that you've seen on the channel as part of the competition. So our winner of the Azelea promo card is going to be Jonathan Anthony, I believe. So yep, that's our winner of the Azelea card. And we're just going to remove, obviously, Jonathan here for the next one. And the next one will be the Viserai. So we're going to spin that wheel one more time for the subscribers. And here we go. Good luck, everybody. And we have... Is it Jesus Silla? So if you could both message the channel on Facebook, I will get those promos sent out to you. And I just want to say a big thank you for everybody who watched the video, who's liked and subscribed, because this really, really does help the channel out. And I'm really appreciative of everybody who joined in for the competition. The next set of videos are going to be a top 4 from an armory at Living Realms again. So I'll hopefully get those set up and brought to you. And after that will be maybe some more armory content again, and then hopefully Road to Nationals if I can get stuff sorted. So again, big thank you for everybody who's liked and subscribed, and hope to see you soon. Catch you later.